to our second interview on the Humber Boxing Network. The Humber Boxing Network is a brand new platform giving rise to all levels of boxing across the Humber region. So that's East Riding of Yorkshire, Hull, North and North East Lincolnshire. Today joining me is legendary ex-professional fighter Samir Mouneimne.
Right. Yeah.
Samir, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you feeling about doing this today? A bit nervous?
Nervous, but I'm ready for it, yeah.
This is the second interview. The first guest we had on was Johnny Nelson.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about who can I invite next, if you're thinking about the Humber region, the names crying out straight away, especially in recent times, is like Luke Campbell, Tommy Coyle. But I thought, do you know what? I want Samir on because I feel like your career, it really is, showcasing the true grit of being a professional boxer, over the last 10 years, the ups and downs, the raw nature of it. So thanks for coming. Really looking forward to it. Professional career, you had 18 wins. 2 losses, 1 draw.
Yep.
You fought for the English featherweight title, British featherweight and Commonwealth, did you?
Yeah.
Tell us about how did you get into boxing? Where did it begin?
My granddad took us to St Paul's box club, me and our kid Marcy. He was a boxer. He had 14 amateur fights, won 13.
Wow.
He was like my idol growing up, that's what the person I looked up to. I wanted to make him proud more than anything. And he caught with my brother was named after the great Rocky Marciano. My granddad gave him my mum that name to call him it.
Wow.
So yeah.
So like boxing, the sport of boxing just ran through the family. Everyone was interested in it. He boxed themselves. And he dragged you to the gym.
Yeah, definitely. My Nana loved it as well. She was an hard woman. She was both them two together was just great. They basically raised me and my brother up anyway. Yeah. It was always at my Nana Granddad's house, but.
Was you always fighting each other as a laugh and doing the people's head in?
Always putting the gloves on,
Brilliant. So how did you find actually going down to the gym? When you was, how old was you then?
6.
Yeah, and how did you find it, first time throwing a bit of combinations, but also getting, hit for the first time? Was it no bother?
I think it was first spar really though. It was like around about 7, I think at the time, which was like a little bit of body sparring.
Yeah.
But yeah, when after that I thought, this is hard work, but I enjoyed it. It was like a bit of like a drug, wasn't it? It kept coming back, and that eventually.
Yeah, like addicted to it kind of thing.
I enjoyed it.
Brilliant. So obviously you must have enjoyed it a lot because you then went on to have 61 fights as an amateur.
Yeah.
What was the record as an amateur?
55 wins. Yeah, 61, 55 wins. Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. And then so the first fight I wanted to talk about today was actually the Stephen Smith fight.
Yeah.
So that was for the national ABA final, wasn't it? Yeah. So where was that again?
That was in London, Bethnal Green.
And how did you fight? Talk us through it. What
truthfully, he was the golden child really at that time. He was Commonwealth Games gold medalist. He was a reigning ABA 2005 champion. So I had a European bronze medalist, I think it was as well. Yeah. So he was the favourite to win. I actually thought when I was fighting him, I thought he didn't even run all that because I had spars with Luke. I thought this was because Campbell was with me all the way through the ABAs. We was our main sparring partner, and I thought it was pretty easy. You know what I mean? But like I said, he had it all made for him. He had the best fighter award.
So in the preparation for that fight, was you a bit worried? You thinking, God, I've got a tough test here?
I was up for it. You know what I mean? I thought, God, I'm up against it. You know what I mean? I thought it's gonna be hard. But
then as soon as you got stuck in,
I just found him real dirty. I did like Zed was coming in, the referee wouldn't say nothing. Then elbows coming in, grabbing me, pulling me, and I thought. He didn't even know that. So at the time, I thought he didn't really know how to bloody box. But obviously, he's won everything. You know what I mean? But at the time, I think I just confused him that much, and he just started being a bit dirty. And
as we get on to the rest of this interview today, controversial decisions will become a bit of a theme, as we'll get stuck into. But when I watched this fight the other day, because it's on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
And one thing I did notice, it was definitely in round 3. You were getting some shots off connecting, and your score wasn't even going up.
Yeah, it went off at round 3. It did.
Yeah, okay.
The scorecard just went off.
Oh, right.
You know in the last 30 seconds, and I hit him, and his point goes up.
Yeah.
You know
That's what I did actually notice that. I was thinking, hang on, it wasn't even a fact of. It was a bit delayed, like he connected and then you connected, then his point went up, then your point went up.
Yeah.
It was just you hit him and then he got the point. I was thinking they got the names muddled up.
Yeah, crazy.
So you were just telling us about off camera. You were just saying about his dad.
I just said his dad goes, Stephen, you're 2 points up, basically on your back foot. You know what I mean? Like I think it was the last 20 seconds. And as I said that, I froze. I remember in the ring thinking to myself, did you say he's up? Boom, boom. Hit me, and then and he's dodging me again, and he boom hit me, and then the bell rang, and then he's jumping. I thought, no, he's got it. I thought, you know what I mean? I thought I've been screwed here. Even before they went to the decision, I was already in bits.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, you could see me going to the referee, going, just trying to walk past, to shake his hand to leave. You know what I mean?
Oh no, you did try to leave the ring, didn't you?
Yeah. Not trying to leave the ring. I was just trying to like shake his hand because I didn't want to go. I just put his hand up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get over and done with. I was
Oh,
in bits. I was.
Yeah,
But
and you had.
But it made more sense later on when he told him to come back to the ring. His brother's giving him the best fighter in England award 2006. I thought, this is mad. I've been screwed. It's been engraved for him. You know what I mean? I had to lose. If I knocked him out, it'd been a 40 count. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So after that final, it's fair to say, like I say, a bit of a controversial fight, and we don't need to go into tons of detail, but you did get into trouble outside of the ring and outside of boxing, didn't you? Did a ban come into?
Yeah, I got 5 years. I would know gym in Britain, no boxing gym in Britain. Yeah, 5-year ban.
Wow. Because then I was. My next question would have been, why did you get into professional boxing? But I guess it was because you were banned.
I had to. It's either that or quit.
So how old was you when you turned pro then?
I think 22, 23.
And was you ready to be a professional?
If it was up to me, I'd have stayed amateur for another 2 more years, get your man strength at 24, I'd probably went over, Okay, so it was because of that ban you then had to turn pro. It's either that or quit.
So, 22, 23, turned professional. Who was your manager at that? Who was your first ever manager then?
Manager was Carl Greaves.
Oh, yeah. Doncaster based, didn't he, I think?
And I signed promotion with Frank Maloney.
London. Because so your debut was against Steve Gethin.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a journeyman at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But I did notice, your debut was on a Sky show. So for a fighter, from our region to get his debut at that point, that was quite unheard of, really.
Yeah.
How did it feel fighting on a Maloney show, on Sky TV as your first?
Yeah, it was because I hadn't really been in front of loads of cameras, you know what I mean? So it was a bit daunting, but at the same time, I think my head was more thinking what people thought of me because all that bad press on me. Name slung in dirt.
Yeah.
So at the time,
what was the headline when you signed?
Bad boy Mouneimne signs pro Maloney, professional Maloney.
And how did that make you feel? Because from a fighter point of view, from your family's point of view, it's a proud moment. But then to get referenced back to
okay, here we go again. You know what I mean? Just wasn't a very good look.
Yeah.
Some people ran with it, wouldn't they? But I was embarrassed about what happened. You know what I mean?
You just wanted to leave it all behind, kind of thing. So tell us about your first fight then.
Yeah, it was a draw, but like I said, Boxing News had me winning every round.
Yeah.
I think they did that to have a little lesson to say you won't put our professional game in slinging me in mud. You know what I mean? Again. Yeah. You know what I mean? We won't take none of this.
So it was
I think it was a little lesson.
Yeah,
I think they did. You know what I mean?
So a bit of a slap on the wrist to say,
like I said, Boxing News had me winning every round.
Yeah. So
like I said, I went and boxed him again a few fights later, and I beat him.
Yeah, but how did you feel about getting off to a draw? Was it a bit of like a stunt?
It was a downer. It was a downer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was expecting you want to win your first one, don't you?
That's it. I mean? Yeah. But you didn't mess about, so you had a second fight fairly quick against Craig Dyer, and then you got your first win, didn't you? So how did you feel finally getting a win? Or was it not real? Was it already expected, kind of thing?
I was okay after that. After that first one, and that I thought it's done now, and I was cool and calm.
Your third fight then was against Lee Selby. So at this point, Lee Selby wasn't a big name in boxing.
No, but he was a 3-time World ABA champion. He was 4-0 though. He was
4-0, and you were going in
1-1, wasn't he?
Yeah, 1-1. Tell us about that. So you was both signed to Frank Maloney, weren't you?
No, I think he was about to sign to Frank Maloney.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was his little first fight for Frank Maloney.
Brilliant. Yeah. So tell us about this. The lead up to the fight and.
So I got the phone call by Neil Amram. Went, Sam, they want you and Selby to fight. Are you up for it? And I was already down in the dumps about boxing and that because, like I said, I was training in the Nuffields Cannon's gym, in town centre. Yeah. And I ain't even hit a bag for 3 years. You know what I mean? I was just hitting the pads. I was making posts out of, when you put your jacket down, making post for a ring, corner post for the ring, and I was hardly getting the sparring. I'd get the odd Steve New would come up or Tommy Coyle, very rare there. But I was main sparring partner with my cousin Sam. Never had no amateur experience, but just a tough kid. You know what I mean? And I was already fed up, and I thought, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? I had no gyms in Britain. You know what I mean? I thought.
So that ban was still in place.
Yeah, still in place. So I was just down in the dumps about it. So I just thought, forget it. I'll have this fight. If I lose, I lose. I'm calling it a day. Yeah. But then, as it come and that, and I said, yeah, I'll take the fight. Come on the day, and where you hand your tickets in, Maloney's there with Selby. Maloney completely ignores me.
Even though you're...
Yeah, I'm signed to him. I don't think he's even signed to him yet. But I saw that, like, thinking that's his next, next big thing. But he completely ignores me, and I thought at that time, I went to Neil Arm, turned around and went, we're fucking having it tonight. You know what I mean? And he was so happy. He goes, bloody yes, that's it. So I'm back on it. Yeah,
like the fire. The fire was burning.
The fire was on. And I thought, I'm gonna fuck him up tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna ruin the party. So I'm in the ring anyway, and Maloney's walked Selby out, obviously, and I cut a long story short. Yeah, I win. I smashed his head into it. But I don't think I lost a round on it. If you look at the scorecards,
how many rounds was it? Sorry.
It was 4 rounds. Yeah, and he completely ignores Selby. Don't forget, he just walks to the ring with him. Completely ignores Selby. Tries to pick me up, and I turn around and go, get the fuck off me, you little whopper. This is going to get bleeped out, isn't it?
No, we'll keep it in. We'll keep it in. I might bleep it out or decide, but go again.
Get the fuck off me, whopper. And like, can I push him? Because he tried picking me up.
Yeah.
And the Calgary goes, Sam, you can't say that's Frank Maloney. I said, I'll tell you what the fuck I want to, who I want. I said, I'm nobody's bitch. I'm sorry about all this, like. You know what I mean? I'm saying how it is.
Don't worry. I'm
just saying how it is, yeah?
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm fumed up at this time, but I beat the boy, yeah? So I'm buzzing at the same time. Maloney's come to give my pace. And but at the time, I've got about 20 bottles of beer in my bag, because I'm thinking it's my last fight. I've had enough of this freaking sport. I've had enough, you know.
And that was only 3 4 fights in.
Yeah, but because it was a training. Training in Nuffields gym. I thought, what the hell am I doing? Do you know what I mean? I was just fed up. So I've got about 20 bottles of beers in my bag and that, and I crack one open, and he walks in the money for my fight. And he goes, I did that on purpose. I'm actually both together because I know the better threat in front of you, the better performance Samir will be. And I said, put the money down, fuck off. Like that. Next few weeks later, my P45 came.
And how did he react when you told him in the ring and then told him in the? Was it like in shock?
Yeah, you could see he was in shock, but. Well, I was always steamed up. I wasn't going to say much, was he?
Yeah, that's it. So, obviously, like we discussed, Lee Selby then went on to win, the WBO International Featherweight and the IBF World Featherweight titles. What was it like seeing somebody you beat well in a ring, then go on to major honours in the sport? Did it leave a bit of a bitter taste in you?
Not really, no, because like I said, it was only a 4-round fight. Maybe if it was a 12-round fight, it would be a bit different, but no, it was so early on in our careers, no, it didn't.
And do you reckon, did it get to a point where you think, yeah, do you know what, it'd smoke me, or have you always thought
that? I thought I could match anybody on my day. Yeah. Best of me could match them all. I thought, I actually did think I was world class at that level anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never thought nobody beat me in Britain, like, convincingly.
Yeah.
It was always going to be a tough fight with me.
And we're going to come to that later on, but you got to the point in your career where, you've told me before actually, you got to a point in your career where you were that dangerous, it then was hindering you because nobody'd fight you.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you took Lee Selby's zero off him, Zo, whatever you want to call it. I asked Johnny Nelson on the first interview, does he think the O's overrated in boxing? So I'm going to ask you the same. What do you think?
Yeah, if he loses it, I mean, we're all Floyd Mayweather, are we? You know what I mean? It's very hard to go through your career being undefeated. So it's all you learn from a defeat, innit? If you have to. Are you really that guy? You know what I mean? Have you been faking it all the way through your career? You know what I mean? You've had a padded record. You know what I mean? So that's the time when you're going to show people and yourself, I'm better than that. You know what I mean?
Because that, especially when you're getting, building that support base, want fans on side.
Yeah.
True boxing fans know when it's, like a padded record, don't they?
Yeah.
And you're getting these pros now. They might go, 14, 15 wins in a row. Yeah. They have one hard fight and they get done over, don't they?
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to somebody, starting out their career? Would you just tell them to, obviously build yourself up, or
you got to build yourself up, build yourself up at first. You know, I think at least about 3 or 4 fights. I mean, like I said, I took a risk. Man, with Selby in my 3rd fight. Not many people do that, but yeah, you gotta learn the pro game. You know what I mean? It's different to the amateurs. So,
but do you still have to be taking something from every fight? Do you know, like a learning lesson?
Yeah,
do you know, there's no point you going in and beating, do you know, these journeymen every time.
It has to get a little bit harder every time, doesn't it? But don't just jump straight into the deep end.
Yeah, and that makes total sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You went on a bit of a win streak, didn't you, from the Selby fight?
Yeah.
And your 12th fight was one of the biggest tests of your career.
Title eliminator, wasn't it?
Against David Savage. Yeah. And was he the Scottish champion at that time?
Scottish champion at the time, yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about that fight then?
I think it was 14 and 1-on-1 money. So yeah, it was the hardest fight in my career, to be fair. That and it was in my home ground. Yeah. Also, I think it was in.
It was at KC Stadium on a Mick Hennessy show, I think.
Channel 5,
Yeah. And I don't know if I couldn't find that fight actually. But from the stats,
it taped everybody else, but not mine. It's weird, isn't it?
Why was that then?
I don't know. Bloody weird. They had Chris Eubank Jr. on it, Kid Galahad, Tyson Fury was there in the crowd. He was actually. But they didn't cheer. It was basically our show.
And did he put you down in the first round, or is that wrong?
Yeah, he did put me down in the first round.
So talk us through the fight then.
That's been my first knockdown ever.
So first knockdown ever. So he put you down in the first round.
Yeah.
At what type of shot was it? Do you know?
Which I think it was just a jab, just an off balance shot. It was, yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't like a proper.
No, flash knockdown.
Was you a bit shocked? Or was you thinking?
I'm the one who gets the knockdown. Do you know what I mean? In my head.
Yeah,
I don't just count. I actually thought, is he counting me? I actually was that shocked at first. I didn't really realise I even got knocked down.
Was he a bit of embarrassment there because he was on?
Yeah. And then I thought, bloody, then he cut my eye did, and I was chasing the rounds. Because I had to make it a bit of a hard fight for him because he hit me, like I said. My eye was cut. I've been dropped. So. And I thought so because that's like a 10-8 round, and it's only a 10 rounder. So I was chasing. So I made it into a bit of a brawl. I did. It was a really, really hard fight. It was
getting up close and personal, bit of grabbing. Yeah. And what type of fighter was he then?
I think it was just because it was just a brawl. It was. I don't know. I didn't really know much about him really. I just knew that his record was pretty good. That was it. I didn't really know much about him. I didn't know if he was a boxer or a fighter. But that day he was a fighter. It was an hard fight, very hard fight. Hardest fight in my career, that fight was.
Why? And was it the hardest fight because you had to come back from that knockdown?
Yeah,
from
I think that's why it was, because I was chasing them round. So straight away, you're 2 rounds down, aren't you? Really.
That David Savage fight, like you said, Sky TV, no, not Sky, Channel 5.
Channel 5,
yeah. Tyson Fury in the crowd.
Yeah.
Eubank Jr. on the undercard.
Yeah.
Mick Hennessy, do you know, Channel 5 show in Hull in our region. That hadn't been happening for a while now.
Very rare that way.
Yeah, so do you know, boxing was booming, wasn't it? Do you know, at that point in our region. Your next fight, so you've gone from your hardest fight to what you've told me prior was your best ever performance.
Yeah.
And this was against Ian Bailey.
Yeah.
So was he?
He was a Central Area champion. Central Area champion. He was.
Yeah. And do you know?
Southern Area champion.
Southern Area champion, right? You actually managed to stop him.
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about that fight then, from the off?
I boxed him in the amateurs. I did as well. I beat him in the amateurs.
Yeah.
But he thought he won. He did. This is what he was saying. And I don't know. That Samir that Samir beats anybody. That was my best performance, and that was the peak of my life, I think, in boxing. Like the best version of Samir. I think I was about 26, but that Samir beats anybody. Like in Britain, I think I would beat anybody.
And why was that? Why was that then? Was that because
I just don't know. I've just absolutely pumped my hands. And he's a good kid.
Yeah,
he's turned a lot of prospects on their ass. You know what I mean? Like turn him over, and I just made it look so easy. Eventually, like I said, his corner saved him.
But do you think it was also come down to was you back training in gyms by that point?
I was. I was back at St Paul's, to be fair. Yeah,
and a proper camp. But then also, do you know, you've once described yourself as your boxing style is a bit of a sharp shooter. You can turn it on, you can turn it into a brawl if need be. But did you just manage to get that nice slick boxing?
Yeah, slick, but as well I was hurting him. I was going to him as well, slick, but I was hurting him. Yeah.
And did you get a bit of an inclination that they were going to have to pull him out?
Yeah, I was actually saying to the referee in round 4 when the bell rang, "You're going to stop it," you know what I mean? And he just goes, "I'll do it. I'm the one who's doing my job, you know, basically sit down." And I kept saying to him, then you see me in round 7 going bang, 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 looking at him going, "Stop it, bang, bang, bang." And then eventually I see his cornerman towel throw over because he wasn't going to stop it, I don't think, the referee. But I was like, it's him going, "You're going to stop it, boom, boom, boom."
And did you catch up with him afterwards? Did he have out to say about the fight? Or?
What, Billy? No, I didn't see him actually, no.
So after, you've had your hardest fight ever, you've had the best ever performance.
Yeah.
You then get offered to fight Josh Warrington on home turf for a Commonwealth featherweight title.
Yeah.
Was that at the Ice Arena in Hull?
Ice Arena, yeah.
So, talk us through that fight then. So how did that...
It was mates, me and Warrington. Like I said, we'd done hundreds of rounds with each other. He'd come to me in Hull and I'd go to him in Leeds. I would. You know whose friends he was, but sometimes you got to put that to a side, don't you? So,
how did you find boxing a friend? Would you prefer not to?
Yeah, I prefer not to, but it's what it is, isn't it? It's a business, isn't it, in the end of the day.
And who was the promoter for that show then?
What was it? Oh no, it was Eddie Henshaw, yeah.
Oh right, yeah, proper matchroom event. And you were the favourite for that fight, wasn't you?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So the fight started. Didn't go to plan, did it?
I thought I was too revved up. I was. If you ever watched it, I ain't seen. Truthfully, I've never watched it to this day. But
really,
no, I've never watched it. It's too heartbreaking for me. But everybody was saying to me, my brother was saying to me, "Sam, you was too revved up. Kind of like did it, you know what I mean? I was too much adrenaline and that going through. Yeah, I think that's what kind of like did it, you know what I mean? I was trying a bit too hard.
Yeah.
And like it was the last, I think, from the 3rd round is the last shot. You see on the, I remember just slinging it like a left hook when it cracked to the top of his head, and I thought that didn't sound nice. You know what I mean? I thought, bloody hell, that hurts. And as I'm about to sit down, Mike Rumble goes, "Now we're setting it down, Sam. Now we're enjoying it." And I was sat and I went, my hand's gone. And he goes, "No, you're okay, Sam. Get that out of your head. You're all right. It's a big night. It's a big occasion." I went, my hand's gone, and eventually, and then I just kind of like froze, and I thought, "No, I'll be all right. Maybe he's right." Got out, ding, 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 and I threw a jab, and this shiver went right from my ears down to my neck, and I thought, ooh, cringed, and I thought, this is gonna be a long night, you know what I mean? I knew then, but because it was a young Warrington, if you remember, a young Warrington was constantly in your face, and he'd throw about 100 shots, wouldn't he? So every time I hit him, I'd cringe, and then he'd hit me another like 6-7 times, you know what I mean? And then I just went to shit basically. Every round went worse and worse.
And your hand was fully broken.
It was fully broken.
What I did notice, and in comparison to the Walsh fight, what we'll talk about later on, I did notice that Walsh fight, you were being able to operate in your boxing style, that sharpshooter role. Again, like your brother said, the Warrington fight, what I observed, you did get dragged into a brawl, which then suited Warrington more, didn't it?
Yeah.
So he didn't go to plan, he broke your hand, he got dragged into that war, but you eventually got stopped, didn't you?
Yeah, but I could have been like some people, like a bit quit on my stool or took a knee, but I couldn't look at myself in the face the next day, so I got stopped on my feet, but it is what it is.
And what round was that then? You got stopped?
Round 12. And it was only the last 20 seconds. Yeah. You know what I mean? At least let me just have that last 20 seconds. You know what I mean? If I took a knee, fair enough, but
so did you think that was a bit unfair?
Yeah, I thought a bit unfair. I thought, just let me see the end of the round, you know what I mean, at least. But at the same time, I thought, thank God this nightmare's over and done with.
And did it feel like a nightmare?
It felt like a nightmare. Yeah. I've never been mentally in a position like that where I thought, it's hopeless. I can't do nothing because you need your jab, don't you? It's the main thing in boxing.
That's it.
And I was so happy to get out of that ring.
And losing that opportunity, the Commonwealth title, how did you feel at that point then?
A bit low, I did, yeah. Especially when, like I said, we've had 100 round with each other, and we've always pushed each other close. I felt like it used to get better, but like I said, it's different when it comes to fight night, innit? So, but then seeing that where he came later on in his career, he came like #1 best featherweight. It wasn't so heartbreaking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was destined for greatness in the end, so it wasn't that much of a big deal. But at first, I thought, I get the better of him. How has he beat me? You know what I mean? In my head. But now it's later on in life, and I thought, it was quality, wasn't he? It's no shame, is it?
And that's it. You've gone. You've beat one guy who's then gone on to be a world champ. You've lasted the majority of fight with a broken hand against another one. Don't knock that. It's some achievement. This podcast wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for today's sponsor, Raw Dog Foods UK. Get in touch with them for quality raw dog food at affordable prices delivered straight to your door. Tommy Coyle once said, one became the best, one should have been the best, and one made the best of what we had. What he had. So it obviously became the best. Luke Campbell, yourself should have been the best, and he made the best of what he had. How do you feel about that comment? How does that make you feel?
I think it is true as well, but
it's
the way it is, isn't it? And you know what I mean? But like I said, they put the hard work in. You know what I mean? I did, like I said, Monday to Friday, but you can't take a piss out of the sport. You know what I mean? You'll come and bite on the biggest nights of your life. Will come back to you. It did with me. It always bit me on my ass.
Well, in our first interview with Johnny Nelson, Johnny spoke about people would go to Ingles gym. I think Clinton Woods went there. Who else did he say? I can't think off the top of my head. But some guys who went on to greatness in boxing, but they couldn't hack it at that Ingles gym. They might have had the talent. They might have had the work ethic, but they didn't have the mentality. It is like a package, isn't it? All three of them.
Definitely, yeah.
I gave you a heads up about this question because it is a bit of a sensitive question, and I know you're not this type of guy, so I just want to make clear this is a question, purely come from me. Son of a Syrian father, I believe, a non-traditional English name. Do you think that actually created extra hurdles within the sport of boxing for you, as compared to, say, the likes of Tommy and Luke, who, traditional Hull lads?
I don't want to think of the race card, you know what I mean? But I don't think it helps in any way as well. But at the end of the day, like I said, when I was trying to get sponsors and I've seen a person, like I've asked the person to sponsor me and said, oh no, I can't. And the next thing I've seen him sponsor another boxer, I can't even lace my boots. So you think to yourself, that's a bit funny, it's a bit weird. So I don't know. But then again, saying that, for all my bad press back in the day, I've been on TV, papers, do you know what I mean, slung in debt, who wants to chuck money at you?
Yeah, that's it. It's you aren't playing the race card, not at all. But like you say, you didn't help yourself.
Yeah, I didn't help myself, so I don't really blame them,
After the Warrington fight, you then won 3 on the bounce, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you were then offered Ryan Walsh British title fight at Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
I believe it was it Queensberry Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Queensberry Show. Yeah. You had the likes of, you topped the bill, didn't you?
No, chief support.
Oh, right. Yeah. Chief support, but on that undercard you had the likes of Chisora.
Yeah.
So it was a big British boxing night, wasn't it? And how did you get that call? Do you know?
I got a call by my coach Paul Kershaw at the time. Said we got Walsh, but I knew anyway because I knew that Warrington was vacating the belts anyway because he was trying to fight Selby for his world title. So and he was ranked number 3. Walsh was, and I was ranked number 4. So the belt was going to go vacant. So I knew I was in line anyway. So it wasn't really a surprise, to be fair. I knew I should be getting this call up. You know what I mean? And when I did, I was buzzing out. I was buzzing because now I thought to myself, because there's never been a British champion to come out with full, has there? So
no,
I thought I'm going to create history, and I thought to myself, if I win this, I thought, I know Luke Campbell boxed for won a gold medal, but I thought to myself, put my name above him, really.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm fighting it. You know what I mean?
And it's still not, 2024, we still haven't had a British title winner from Hull.
There's been 5 or 6 people boxed for it from Hull, but they've all come up short, haven't we?
I think so. We have had Curtis Woodhouse. He won it, but he was technically shrouded. But I'll read the Humber region, Humber Boxing Network. We have had a British title winner. Hull specifically, the major city in the area hasn't. So I reckon that over the next few years that's going to be a bit of a hot topic, isn't it? People are going to be trying to get the first one. So Walsh came into the fight, 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw.
Similar to our record, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, similar, and the loss was actually against Selby.
Yeah.
So you'd obviously beat. Yeah. Walsh had been beaten by Luke Campbell in the ABA final,
finals,
hadn't he? I was under the impression you both had slightly different boxing styles, but that's not correct, is it?
No, that's not true. He's a slick fighter, Walsh, a young Walsh, well, anyway. And a killer as well. A bit like me. Like I said before everybody got on my head after the Warrington fight, I started listening to people. You know, you've got to change this, change that. I wish I just kept my style the way I was, but I should have really turned around and said, "Look, I want a bloody hand." I said, "Give me a break." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what happened. But yeah, he is a slick fighter. I just bent his head out, I think, in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had to make it a fight, because especially when he was down, he must have knew he was down as well.
So yeah, so let's talk about that fight then. So you know, how it started off well for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it continued.
I think the first 4 rounds was mine, definitely, and then he dropped me in the fifth, didn't he? So
yeah, fifth round he dropped you. Yeah. But even so, and I watched this fight the other day, and I had my notepad and pen, and I scored it, and we'll come to that in a second. But when he dropped you in that fifth round, it wasn't. It still wasn't a convincing round by him, was it?
No.
So you go into the 6th round then.
Yeah.
You know, you're halfway through.
Yeah.
What was you thinking? What was your corner telling you?
I'm up. I'm just calm down. You've been dropped. Yeah, just get yourself together.
And did you feel in
control? In that 5th round, you see this old dirty was. So he dropped me, and he slings an elbow in twice, and I would go to the referee like that. I say, what's he doing? You know what I mean? And the referee just completely ignores it. So he's cut me in the round. You know, and Paul's trying to climb me in the corner, but even he was still dirty even in that 5th round. You know what I mean? He tried to fully hurt me, and he did it blatant in front of the referee.
And that cut, we'll come on to this, but that cut did get worse over the fight, didn't it? Do you know, it was visible, as in not through boxing, but it was just, you know, if you're judge side of the ring, you could see it, couldn't you? But so did you feel like you was in a bit of cruise control then, or did you still?
Up to that point, the 4th round they dropped, and then I thought, oh God, that's two rounds up now, you know what I mean? So but I'm still thinking it's like maybe I'm 4-2 up, or, no, sorry, 4-2, it would go up to 4-2, wouldn't it? So yeah, I thought I'm still up, but I'm only about 2 rounds now, because at one time I thought I'm 4 rounds. Yeah, so...
How did that the final third of the fight go then? So I believe you have had, the Warrington fight, you boxed for 12 before, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you boxed
I got
for 12.
stopped in the 12th, didn't I?
Yeah, whereas he'd never gone 12 rounds, had he?
No, he went 12 rounds with Selby, didn't he?
Oh, did he? Oh, sorry, no, I've got that wrong then. But yeah.
So
second half of the fight.
So he drops me the 5th. I win the 6th. This is what I'm thinking anyway. He wins the 7th, 8th, and I come back 9, 10, 11, and I thought to myself, I've got this in the bag. I thought 12 round. I thought all I have to do is pop shot, grab, you know, hit and grab. You know what I mean? And I'm a winner. And you see him just storm out like a bull trying to knock me out in that 12th. You wouldn't do that if you knew that he was winning, would you?
Yeah, and what I will say is the commentators going into that final round, they say Walsh has to knock Samir out here.
Yeah.
Do you know? So that final round, talk us through that final round then. So the plan was, you know,
I thought just keep on my feet. I thought if I'm going to be the first British champion, you know what I mean? Just keep on my feet. I can't afford a knockdown because you don't know with the scorecards then. You know what I mean? And to survive that, but I thought even if I lose this round, I'm still winning it. I thought let him have this last one. I ain't really bothered. Do you know what I mean? And when the bell rang, I thought, oh yes. 100% got us, 100%. You know when you lose, don't you? And you know when you win boxing. Well, us fighters do anyway, we know. Yeah.
So you're kind of just going back while you're in that 12 round, you know, the excitement's building. You're thinking, God, I'm going to be, you know, Hull's first British champ. Talk me through, obviously I haven't been in the ring. Talk me through actually being in the ring on an occasion like that. Do you zone out?
It was the longest 3 minutes of my life and all that. Wasn't it?
But do you zone out, or do you
zone out? You do zone out. It was I couldn't hear nothing, and that was just. But I was thinking, where's that bloody bell? You know what I mean? When it happened, I thought finally.
So the bell rang. What did your corner team say straight away to you then?
They grabbed me, didn't they? Because they knew that I've won, and I knew straight away. I thought, oh God, I'm British champion. Yes, you know what I mean. I thought in my head 3 rounds at least up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then I did notice, not only did the commentators say the final round, Walsh has to knock Samir down, but at the end of the fight, and I noticed for the Warrington fight, you know, obviously, You can tell sometimes, and on other big fights, do you know when they go into the corner, whoever's winning, they linger more longer on the camera sometimes, don't they?
Yeah.
And I noticed they were doing it more for this fight. They were treating you, camera-wise, as a winner.
On our cards, it's gone to Samir Mouneimne.
For me, I thought Mouneimne was done more than enough to win this British title. A good fight in the end as well.
So, went to the results. Talk us through it.
Split decision, wasn't it? So,
yeah, split decision. So as soon as you heard that, what went?
I actually thought they were going to screw me. So I thought they're going to screw me. Yeah. I thought they're going to screw me, and I actually did. But then you think, it may not. You know what I mean? But
so yeah, you thought he was going to get screwed, but then I bet there was a bit of relief because the first judge, is it Marcus McDonald? His score came out first, didn't it?
Yeah.
And he went to you.
Yeah.
So 113, 114.
Yeah.
Samir.
Yeah.
Second one, Michael Alexander came out 116, 112. Walsh. What did you think when you heard that then?
I thought, well, that's a bit of a gap. You know what I mean? I thought, is it 2 or 3 points? Is that
4?
Idiot.
Yeah, and then final, Terry O'Connor, 117, 111, Walsh.
Yeah.
Walsh's arm gets raised. What did you think?
Everything just crashing down me. I just thought, why? And you know what I mean? I don't know how to feel. I just felt empty, horrible. Like I thought, done it over again. For fuck's sake.
So was it not even anger at that point? Was it just like?
Yeah. What can I do? You know what I mean? Every time I've boxed at like the highest level, like the ABA finals, that's like the highest thing in amateur boxing you can win. That I've lost there, screwed over there, and then the British title fight. That's the highest pinnacle of the boxing in Britain. Been screwed over there. I thought, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Bloody hated London in the end. You know what I mean?
And that's it. The sad reality for our, fighters from our region, we are the lads are having to go, away, and you are more open to that feeling of, being
Terry O'Connor needs sacking. Does it week in, week out. That fat piece of shit. They need to get rid of him. The board needs to take his license up and get rid of him. I'm telling you, no good for boxing him. Does it too many times.
So, I sat down, like I say, notepad and pen, and I scored every round, didn't I? And I am not a boxing judge, I'm just a boxing fan.
As long as you have me winning.
Well, this is the issue. So. I gave it to Walsh, I'm joking. So this is the issue. I was conscious, I'm doing the Humber Boxing Network, I've got you on an interview. I can't be seen to be biased. I can't be seen to be giving you rounds, when it is your round. So I scored it 113, 115 to you.
Yeah.
I had you winning the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
And the first round you won well. I gave Walsh the 5th. I think you're looking at me, you're thinking, how are you giving him the 5th? The 5th is when he knocked you.
Yeah.
No, I gave Walsh the 7th.
Okay.
And
so he won.
So in the end,
I gave him the 7th as well.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So I know what I'm on about then.
You didn't get the 6th though.
I thought the 8th was a draw.
Yeah.
You the 9th. Then I thought he got the 10th.
Yeah.
You got the 11th. And then he won the final round. So I gave it you with.
As long as you have me winning,
I had seven rounds to 4, and then you got 1.
That's what they knocked down though as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
10-8 round.
Yeah. So either way, like as a boxing fan, like I say, I'm no judge, but I gave it. There was 2 points in it. So obviously don't want to be biased, but for a judge to give it 6 points one way, I think the other way as well.
One was 9 points. Was that Terry O'Connor 9 points?
I thought it was 6. I've got it down as 6 here. Terry O'Connor was the biggest gap of 6 points.
6 points, yeah.
Yeah, so to be that wide, I think. What do you think to that? I know you've already gave your opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, disgusting.
Disgusting. They need put into a board and saying how do you score it that? You know what I mean? They need to say something, don't they? You know what I mean? When one judge had me winning, so I think they need to come together and like say how the hell did you score that? They need to do something, don't they? It's happening too many times.
When you're watching fights now, and I'm sure you see the odd robbery now. When you're sat home on your sofa, but does it just bring it all back? Do you just fall out of love with the sport all over again?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Especially if it's got something to do with that Terry. Yeah, he does it week in, week out, doesn't he?
I want to talk about the IFL TV, the Coogan Cassius interview afterwards with Walsh, which I think, and we'll play it over we'll put a segment of the interview in this interview.
Who won that fight for you? Who did you score it for?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah, 100%.
I thought Samir nicked it by a round.
Really?
Yeah. You want me to be honest with you?
Of course, Coogan.
And like I said, I thought that.
So if you would have been on the card, you'd have been that judge that give him that round when the other two give me 6 and 4, was it, or 6 and 3? Yeah. So how did you give him that? What was it? Is he boxing skills? Do you like the rodeo?
Listen, this is why I don't get into these things.
Do you ride the rodeo?
Listen, this is why I don't get into these things. But you did ask me a question.
Of course, and I value your opinion. And
I agree. Like I said, this is why I don't like getting into the debate.
Give it to him by a point with a knockdown.
Listen,
will you watch it back and give me another opinion?
I'll promise you, I always watch
fights back. Please do, yeah? You promise me you're going to watch it. I'm going to watch it back too as well.
I promise you, I do this with everything. So I didn't really want to answer that question.
No, but I'm happy because it's on the night and we only get one chance. Yeah. So if you was judging, you agreed with McDonald, which is fine. Yeah. It's an opinion. It's not right or wrong. In the end, I'm glad they got the right winner. For me, for you, you might think, well, and I said this to Samir in the ring, I'm saying it to you, I'm looking at both. I'll give him a rematch, no problem. That's Ryan Walsh 10 months out. Ryan Walsh in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, max, hopefully, as soon as possible. No harm problems, no nothing. That's superficial, I've been told. Don't even need nothing. See me in 6 weeks, we'll do it again.
Because I think it's crazy. I think if you're a boxing
I rated
fan,
him for that though. I did. I rated him in a room full of Walshes. You know what I mean? 3 brothers. You know what I mean? I rated him to say that. You know what I mean? He could have said, "Oh, it was close." You know what I mean? I could have thought a draw, but he said when Samir. You know what I mean? You've got to rate something like that, yeah. Yeah,
so just for people who don't know, he's interviewing Walsh, isn't he? So, with his brothers around him. Walsh, says, who do you think won? Who do you think won?
And he shut him down, didn't he?
He says he thinks you by a round, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And like you said, say that in front of all his team, all his brothers, that credit to Coogan there. Yeah. But the rest of that 11-minute interview, Walsh is defending why he thinks he's won. Yeah. He accuses you of a headbutt. He accuses you of grabbing on. He accuses you of being more active than him. So he hasn't had the best camp and he hasn't been fighting active.
But
you
wouldn't be saying all that though, would you? You know what I mean? You just won, just going through all these excuses. That's basically saying that you lost really deep down in it. Just get your belt and go in it. You know what I mean? That's all these excuses. It was cringe when I was watching it.
And now, so when the cameras are shut off, once you've left the ring, what happened? What was going through your mind? What were you saying to your trainer?
My brother come through and I was just out of him really. And it was all just in disbelief. That was it. We didn't really say nothing. We were just quiet sitting down. I mean, I was sobbing a little bit, like, you upset? Yeah, I thought, fucking hell again. You know what I mean? Why can't it be just my time? You know what I mean? And we didn't really say nothing. It was just quiet. It was just more in like disbelief. It just really fucking happened.
And I assumed, while you're still on site, you were thinking, well, there's got to be a rematch.
Yeah. Well, he promised if he said that to my brother and me in the ring, and then he said it to Coogan. He never honoured his word, did he? No.
So you never got that.
I don't blame him though. There's so many easy fights at British level what he could go against. Why do you want to be somebody who's a slick counter puncher and boxer at the time? You know what I mean? It's too much risk.
And risk his career.
You know what I mean? You're on a pitch. You're gonna f up the bag, aren't you? You know what I mean? He will be getting quite a bit of money after that, won't he? So why would you want to mess it up?
So the rematch never happened, did it?
No.
So Walsh actually, and I was quite surprised to be honest. He recently made a comeback, didn't he? Did he retire for a bit?
Yeah.
And come back?
No, he didn't retire.
Just was inactive.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. So he fought the highly regarded Sam Noakes, didn't he?
But he had a good win before that. He did. Do you think he beat what's his name from Warrington's gym? He stopped him in round 1. He did. What was his name? Did you see it?
I know, but I know he's fighting again in February.
I know, I've heard that as well. Seb told me today.
Yeah, he's fighting down again in February. But Sam Noakes, he beat our region's Lewis Sylvester, didn't he? Yeah. Lewis has now dropped weight, hasn't he?
It's super now, is it?
Yeah, but you could. I don't. Did you see that fight?
Yeah,
Lewis
I did. Yeah.
I just thought. He just didn't have any power, Lewis, did he? To trouble him, and he seems like a bit of a freak, that Sam Noakes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's a good boxer as well, anyway. The way he boxed Walsh's last fight, I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched all of it. I've only seen it.
I thought he was just powerhouse, you know what I mean? But now he's got a boxing brain. But like I said, that's an old Walsh, you know, he's like 39.
Yeah. And he's Sam Noakes quite young, isn't he?
Yeah, I think 26, 27.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so he's getting that man strength you spoke about, you know.
Peak of his career now, isn't he? So, yeah.
Do you reckon he'll kick on?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, like, where level in it's like there's Javante Davis and stuff like that, so he's definitely British/European, and he's definitely, well, he's world class, but it depends who you fight at the world.
Yeah,
and
he's
champion.
Still got a couple of years, you know, to develop and learn his craft, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Again, massive thank you to today's sponsor, Raw Dog Foods UK. 13 delicious flavours available for your furry friend. Order now at www.rawdogfooduk.com. Talk about the industry then, and people making comebacks and fighting on big occasions. There's a trend at the minute. The legends coming out of retirement. We've had Evander Holyfield. Most recently, we've had Mike Tyson. For mega paydays. I think Mike Tyson, what was it, 30 million he got?
20 million.
Was it 20?
Yeah.
And he
plus the 5. What I think he said that. If you go past 4 rounds, you give him an extra 5 mil, didn't he? He said that. So if we got that 5 mil, I think he will though, won't he? It's Tyson.
Yeah. And so these guys coming out of retirement, that was did you know that was Mike Tyson's biggest ever get against Paul?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
But what's your opinion on that then? What's your opinion on the legends coming out of retirement for the big paydays?
Seeing your idol you looked up to, you know what I mean? He's old, you know what I mean? You can't beat time, can you? It's different. If somebody's showing you 20 million in front of your face, it's hard not to come out of retirement, isn't it? So yeah.
But it's hard as a fan. You know, it's heartbreaking.
In our day and age, they don't even know. People who were born in our day and age now, they don't know Tyson, do they? But you're talking like 30 years ago, 20 years ago. We look back, we loved him, didn't we? This day and age, people who've just been born, they think Jake Paul's like the boy, don't they?
Yeah,
but,
and people won't understand.
You don't say anything. He was the baddest man on the planet, innit? He's just like an old man in there, didn't he? It was sad to see.
Yeah, and the thing is, Paul's, is obviously.
But I do think he's an hard cunt, that, but Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I think from doing his Disney Channel things, mate, and then going to box, you know what I mean? He is a proper hard.
Well, Johnny Nelson said he thinks as a professional boxer he could do domestic level. Do you know?
Yeah, I think he's getting better, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
But then he's got the resources behind him. Do you know? Compared to the boxers in our region currently, do you know? And like yourself, do you know, training with jumpers as ring posts. He's probably got like Cristiano Ronaldo level of support team behind him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's always going to be good.
Yeah.
It was discussed legends coming out of retirement. We've briefly discussed the YouTube element. What about the big, massive Saudi shows then? How was that? Shook up boxing. What do you think to that?
They're paying well, aren't they? And the boxer deserves every penny they get. It's an hard game, you know what I mean? I can't blame them, you know what I mean? I think they're doing a good job. You know what I mean? I like Turkey. He's all right. I wish I was still boxing when he came round.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should say that because I was watching an interview, a vlog with Dave Allen, and he's obviously just on the undercard, isn't he? He ain't fighting for a title or anything. Nah. And he said what he's hoping to come of his fight with Fisher is that he'll get maybe a shot at the British, in 2025. But he was saying, so he's on an undercard in Saudi, he was saying him and his team got picked up in a private jet with a buffet on the jet and a masseuse on the jet. Yeah, did you get any of that treatment for the lead up to your British title fight?
It didn't. Well, I wish I did, yeah. No.
Would
I was a few years too late, weren't we? You know what I mean?
That's it. So would you go make a comeback there to get on one of them shows?
Well, no, I'd never get. But I'm old now. 37, you know what I mean?
Never say never.
I know. Then again, if Turkey shows me £1 million check, I'll come out with retirement.
So after the Walsh defeat, you only boxed 3 more times ever.
Yeah.
And that was over a 3-year period.
I was in the Who Wants Me club, you know what I mean? That was so much risk to no reward, you know what I mean? and it's a business, isn't it? You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to fight me, so
So
I
you're
was so
saying
inactive. You know, my style needs to be out. I was a sharpshooter, and I always had to be out, and I was just so inactive, and it ruined me in the end. It did.
Yeah.
And I just didn't even enjoy it. I was fed up with it at the time because I was promised, oh, win this fight, you'll fight for the British. I won, nothing. This like that throws me out. You know what I mean? So I was already fed up.
You were you got to that level where you were too hard, too much of a risk to fight the prospects. You didn't want to be fighting these journeymen yourself, and just staying active.
But you had to fight the journeyman just to keep active.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So after that, I think after the Walsh fight, I fought somebody in Hull. I did thingy.
I tell you what, you went to that is an amazing.
Yeah.
You went from Wembley Arena.
Yeah, so
to,
did you go there? Did you go to it?
No.
It was bloody cringe, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You went from
It was,
Wembley Arena to a youth centre. I believe,
Yeah. Embarrassing. And he took a knee straight away and hit him once, a few times. That was it. I thought he'd just come for a payday. You know what I mean? But when you think yourself, I've done 12 weeks camp for this idiot to take a knee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've sold all those tickets and all them people.
A bit embarrassing. It was 30 seconds. I think it was like no more than a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I knew he'd come for a payday when he did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't really ate him a few shots and he went down.
Yeah.
No,
and then
embarrassing.
And experiences like that. Then did that take the wind out of your sails?
I was fed up with it in the end. And especially like I won the English, but to me like fighting with English, I thought I'm better than this. I thought I'm definitely British/European level. You know what I mean? What the hell am I going down? You know, I'm down a grade now. I mean, people will be proud to win an English title, but it's far better than this. You know what I mean?
And you said we'll discuss the English title fight now. Then, so that was your penultimate fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was against Razak Najib.
Yeah.
Do you know what was it like to be offered that title then? So you spoke about you see it as a bit of a downgrade.
I wasn't bothered. I wasn't really bothered. I wasn't like buzzing like English title shot. I just thought I'll fight him. You know what I mean? I need to fight. You know what I mean? And didn't really get me up for it, you know what I mean? It's 'cause if it was British was different. That's out of all my fights. Like I've always been an idiot outside the ring. That's the only time I lived the life I did for 9 months for that British title. But like I said, I didn't live the life for that English. You know what I mean? I was still partying, doing whatever.
Yeah. And how did the fight go down then? Was it a level below?
No. It was. What do you mean level below?
Like that fight against Razak.
Yeah.
As an opponent, when you was in the ring, did you think this is easy?
No, I found it bloody hard. I did because I ain't been in the ring for 22 months, and they jumped straight into a 10 round. He boxed 6 weeks before that. First 6 rounds were all right, and I thought after that, bloody hell, this is getting hard. It's getting hard because it's all about ring fitness and ring time and stuff like that. And I mean, I was dragged into a wall. I mean, I won unanimous, but it was an hard fight. You know what I mean? Because of, like I said, inactivity kills the fighter.
Yeah, and it was also a bit like you said, that lifestyle.
And it was nice to win some kind of title. You know what I mean? So, and like I was happy in there. I won some, come out of the sport with some. But like I said, I thought when he said to me, the manager goes, "Oh, you have to buy the belt now. If you want to buy it, 800 quid." I said, "Keep the belt. It's not a British title, mate. You know what I mean? Buy a bloody belt you won." Fuck off. You know what I mean?
That's mad. That actually, that you have to buy the belt.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you won that English title. That was your penultimate fight. You only went to have one more. We'll get onto that. But you've had a number of managers across your career. We'll discuss a couple of them. We won't name them, but we'll discuss your managers. But at that point in your career, you got promised another British title shot, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I said, win this English, you'll fight 100% for the British title. Never happened. And then I just decided in the end.
Want the situation with it? Do you mind telling us about the contract or?
Oh yeah. I thought I signed a 1 year deal. I did contract. No, it turned out to be 3 years, and I wanted to leave the person, and he said, to leave the contract, I want $5,000. I thought, mate, I fight $5,000. That's to me, that's like nearly 3 fights. I thought, I'll just pull $5,000 out my ass. You know what I mean? I was fuming, but he wouldn't release me. I think he released me about 7 or 8 months later. He did. You know what I mean? When I asked him again, release me. You know what I mean? And he released me in the end, but.
And we spoke. We was having a laugh and joke about the Saudi shows and all the money being thrown around. But professional boxing, on a domestic level, and especially small hall circuit, they ain't mad money, is they? Tell us about that then. How much you?
Listen. So if say a 6-round fight, then you're on maybe 1,800 quid, but then you're paying your coach fees at 10%. Yeah, and then your manager, you know what I mean? You maybe take home 1,300, you know what I mean? 1,400. People think you got loads of money because you're professional. I was more broke in the professional game than anything. Paying for sparring, did like traveling the country, like 40 quid petrol, you know what I mean? It adds up, it does. I had never had no money in being a pro. Never.
And
I'd say sign on dole, you know what I mean? You get more money, you work out for the year. If I was fighting once a year for 1,500 quid, when you think about it.
yeah, how can
You
you,
know what I
survive?
mean?
Yeah.
Dole, I'm sure you get more of that for dole, don't you? Yeah. Embarrassing, man.
Right, so in terms of other managers in your career then, how did you find dealing with different teams, different managers?
Just doing the job out there, you know what I mean?
Did you have some good ones along the way? Do you know really did look after you?
Yeah, all right, yeah. It's all the same, man. Just doing the job out there. I'm not going to slag them, it's just doing the job out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, final couple of questions then, Samir. Really appreciate, the honesty and the
I think I might have been a bit too honest sometimes.
No, don't worry.
You're going to have to cut a bit of this out with less, you know what I mean?
Listen, you're telling it how it is,
Yeah.
and I think that's what we need to get.
Another thing about saying about the promoters, yeah, it's a horrible game when I think about it, yeah. So you have one bad performance, you sign to a promoter, you have one bad performance, yeah, or they'll get a young kid come through the will, yeah, and then at one point in the career you're the hunter, and the next thing you're the hunted. You know what I mean? It's like the circle of life, but that's in boxing. It's the circle in boxing. Do you know what I mean? But you see it now. Walsh was the boy at one point. You know what I mean? Now they've got Sam Noakes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just beat him and that.
So
it's just horrible.
you just get like used and abused.
Yeah, it's a horrible game. You know, when you look back and think, it's horrible. It's horrible.
So
you know what I mean?
what advice would you give to our region's young lads? Yeah, go sign on the dole or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'd say get a job. You know what I mean? It's an hard game, man. You know what I mean?
But in terms of actually the boxing side of things, working with promoters and managers, what would you advise them to do in the early
Find a
stage?
good manager, find a real good manager who wants the best for you. Do you know what I mean? Come pretty friendly with them if you want. You know what I mean? Like, especially I'd get a manager from your own region, not drift out. You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You know, people who are like, oh, want you back you 100%.
Yeah. Oh, you'll see out around the town. Look after you, know your family kind of thing. Best interest for you. What about actually the where to fight? You were very fortunate that you got on a Sky show straight away.
You need to build a profile in Hull. You need to be boxing. If you're from Hull, you need to be boxing Hull. You need to build a fan base profile. You know what I mean? There's these people fighting out of town and that from like your city, and you think, so why are you doing that? It's hard to sell tickets as well, you know what I mean? So you need to build a big reputation in Hull.
But there's that balance of staying active as well,
yeah,
isn't there? Of being able to stay active and fight. So
you need to keep active as well. So if there ain't no Hull show, you need to be active, but there should be more Hull shows, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's it. So in terms of looking back at your career then, what would you do differently? And I know you've already...
I would have lived it a lot better than I did, you know what I mean? I would, because it's only a short career, you know, boxing, and I really do regret maybe in that way I should have lived it a bit more better, but I couldn't be. I didn't. I think to myself, it's me. I don't regret my life actually. You know what I mean? Like, it's my story. You know what I mean? And I've had a crazy one, if that. You know what I mean? And I don't really regret it, but at the same time, I think to myself, if only I just knuckled down a little bit harder, I'd have got what I wanted out of the game.
And I get what you're saying in terms of you're saying.
But if I'm saying to somebody else, then I say live the life. Me, I tried it. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. Live the life. You have to give it 24/7. You have to give it everything. It's a short career.
Yeah.
But I don't regret my life. I don't.
No. Like you say, you wouldn't have been the Samir if you were living that life.
That's it. Yeah. It's my story, innit? So.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of our region's current prospects, then, do you know who have you got your eye on? Who do you think? Do you know?
Little Logan, because that way I think he's bantam in here.
Logan Richardson,
Little Logan. I mean, you have to box 7 times to box for a British. I think he's the one who could do it really.
If you was going to stick a bet on for our region's first British champ,
it'd definitely be Logan, isn't it? I think he's had about how many fights is it now? 4 or 5.
Yeah, did you see he's knocked
he's
down?
He's beat some good kids on the way, hasn't he?
Just beat. I think he might have been a Central Area champion.
Yeah,
the guy just
it was in Liverpool that one.
Yeah, so he was the away. I think he was the underdog in that. Who else? Any other lads?
There's kids coming through. There's Ted Jackson. Oh yeah, good fighter. Yeah, Harry Powell's just turned pro. Good lad, Harry.
Yeah. So by the time,
and there's another good kid who just won the other week as well. Hash Razim.
Yeah.
He beat a good kid. I think a 9-0 kid. Yeah. You know what I mean, we've got some good fighters. We have just need to keep active. Need to get these Hull shows, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. What about Levi Giles? Because obviously you've been Hull. I'm from Hull. We'll bang on about Hull, but it's a Humber Boxing Network, so I've got to make sure we're keeping an eye across the full region. Levi Giles across the river there. Yeah. What do you think of him and his career so far?
Levi loads of times. He's a nice kid, Levi is. Yeah.
He missed out on, I don't know if it was a British or
the draw, won it against
he drew recently.
Ashfaq, won it. Yeah. Commonwealth eliminator.
But he did fight for a title. The
British won it, he boxed for a British, didn't he?
And then he lost on that one, didn't he? I think there was like a bit of heartbreak.
Put us in the weight, didn't he? So
I don't know if did he lose or did he draw, but because he was a challenge.
No, he drew this one, the Commonwealth eliminator, and he lost for the British, didn't he?
Yeah. Where do you think his career could go over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, he got a draw against Olympians, so that's real good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Would you advise him to come fight in the region, or do you think he's a bit bigger now? He needs to be, at the bigger shows.
Nobody's big enough. I don't understand that. Everybody needs to keep active. You know what I mean? Nobody's bigger than what they are. You need to keep active. Yeah. Inactivity kills a fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. So Samir, really appreciate you coming down today. Yeah. Top man. Have you enjoyed yourself?
It's the last one I'll be doing. No, I'm happy that I got my story across.
The thing is, look, you've been really honest, and the reason I wanted you on second being the first interview, I wanted a fighter from our region, but I wanted somebody who really represented the sport. And you've had the ups and downs. It's a true grit professional boxing career. You haven't, you haven't had a huge team behind you. No. You haven't come off an Olympic, gold medal. You haven't come from a famous family or anything like that. You've created your own legacy. Yeah. You've had the ups and down career, controversial at times. Yeah. But you just take it on the chin now. You're honest and open about what. No, but thank you so much for coming down. Yeah. Top man. Cheers.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yay. Is that all right? Good, yeah.
If you're liking our content so far, please make sure you like and subscribe. You can also sign up to our mailing list on the website.
Humber Boxing Network.